Hello everybody, X here, back at it again to give y'all another very exciting video, and this is going to be a brand new series for my channel, and I am dubbing it Collection Reflection, where I'm literally pulling either a game off of my shelf. It could be a limited edition version of that game, it could be some controllers, it could be a whole console itself, or anything else within the gaming sphere that I actually own in my collection, and I just want to kind of give my thoughts on it in terms of my overall. There's like either a short little mini review, my personal experiences with it, any kind of story times, and everything else in between. So I hope y'all really do like and enjoy this series though. But for the first one in terms of this new series, I'm going to be talking about Mario Kart Double Dash, because this game right here, whoo, I got some memories and some stories to say about this one though, because you know, me and this game go way back. And I would say it'll probably go all the way back until I might have been around the age of like 8, maybe 10 or so. My cousin actually owned this game at first. She had a GameCube back in the day, and the GameCube was one of those consoles I never owned myself personally until like I'm talking recently, like about like last year. It was last year or the year before last, when I actually decided to finally go back and buy one for myself and start building up my GameCube collection though. But I experienced GameCube stuff via her all those years ago, and literally she got me introduced to that. I was like, oh, this is another Mario Kart game. At the time I grew up playing Mario Kart 64, and that was like most of my Mario Kart experience up until that point. Maybe I had Wii around that time, I can't remember for sure though, but I remember sitting down and I was like, wait, you can control 2 people at the same time and be able to switch back and forth between both of them? I was like, huh, that's different and interesting. Okay. But the main kicker was obviously you get to pick up 2 different item boxes and you can switch the items around at any given point. That right there has made this game drastically different from every single other Mario Kart game we have gotten up until this point. I would dare say it's still one of my most favorite Mario Kart games, period. Mario Kart 64 and 8 Deluxe with all this new DLC is probably the 2 closest things that come up near it though. But you know what? I have a lot of fond memories of this game, and it was kind of disappointing when I found out a few years later that I was like, I finally got a Wii, and I was able to actually play GameCube games. I figured I was backwards compatible, and I was like, you know what? Shoot. I was like, please let my cousin still have this game. I will buy it off of her before she sticks it off in a yard sale or something like that. Lo and behold, he sold it. I never managed to play this game several years later. And it wasn't until I think I was in high school at the time. And for some reason, my history teacher, he always taught classes for like half the class period. And then after that, he would literally just say, all right, free time, you can do whatever. Like people were actually starting to game on the actual projector screen. It was crazy. Like they were doing some FIFA stuff. Like, you know, I'm surprised the the principal didn't just walk in on us on one of these days though. But me and some buddies, he had a little closet in the back corner or whatnot that we'll go in the closet. I know this sounds a little weird though, but we'll go up in there. He had like a GameCube. He had some I guess third party SNES thing that was kind of like it could play SNES and NES games and whatnot though. But we would go back there, play Double Dash on and off for a long time. I don't know why. Me and my buddies, we always like to go to Baby Park. That was like one of my favorite courses on Double Dash. We always go to Baby Park. That was like our literally NASCAR course for in terms of Double Dash right there. And we would just go round and around and around on those laps. In terms of like my mains on this game, I always would like to choose the combination of Baby Mario and Bowser Jr. Baby Mario, because if you happen to get so far back in the leagues, you can pull out that chain chomp and just knock everybody out. And then you can always be sneaky with that Bowser shell that Bowser Jr. will whip out and then just throw it and just wreak havoc across everywhere. Like you can even throw that shell and ricochet it off the side walls and stuff. You know, just wipe the floor with all these different people you're racing against though. But there's a lot of cool, fond memories that I have up with this game though. And you know, this kind of looking back at it right now, it has like a nice little back and obviously a really cool looking front though. But we're kind of through that era of gaming where you got manuals and stuff like that. Like we don't get this kind of stuff anymore though. And it's always kind of crazy to think how small these discs were in terms of that console though. But man, oh man, I had some fond memories up with this game though. The only annoying thing I just did not know about this until just recently was the unlockable characters. Like I always thought when I saw that roster of characters, those were it in terms of everybody that you can choose in the game. I didn't know you actually were able to go through and unlock like 4 different ones, including 2 of them being King Boo and Petey Piranha. I never knew about that until I did a stream one time where I was trying to unlock those characters. There's a lot of grinding you have to actually do in terms of actually unlocking those characters, like including like doing an all-course race where you have to literally race through every single track in the game, and you need to really get first place in order to actually unlock some of these characters though. Man, it is a grind. I'm like, ugh. In terms of the battle modes, I don't really have a lot of experience. This is more so about racing with this game versus actually going through and doing some of the battle modes up in it. But the battle modes is, it's pretty okay. It's all right though. But honestly, I could say more and more about this game and everything else it kind of entailed for me though. But when I think about a GameCube game, and if someone were to say, hey, list your favorite one, this is my favorite GameCube game right here. There's a lot of other good ones out there as well. Like some people might say Super Smash Bros. Melee, or some other people might say Resident Evil 4, or in terms like, especially like third party wise, I could definitely see the reason why some people might say that though. And then there's a lot of good things. Like you had a good Star Fox game on there, like Star Fox Assault. But yeah, the GameCube was a really experimental generation, and I'll probably talk about some other GameCube games I actually own in my collection in some future videos though. But in terms of Double Dash, like they just don't make games like this anymore though. And you know what? If in the future, if they were to make another Mario Kart game, like maybe within a Mario Kart 9 or something like that, I would really love for them to be able to bring back the elements of Double Dash, whether it's just as a primary staple or maybe just an option for you to be able to play it on that kind of mode where you actually do have a mode where you're actually controlling 2 different characters, or at the bare minimum, at least you have 2 item boxes like an 8 Deluxe, but you can switch them back and forth. Because it offered a lot of strategy up in the game. I can't even say how many times I managed to chill out at the very back of the party, and then I'll let all my friends go around. I'll get like some star powers, I'll get some chain chomps and stuff like that, and then literally I can race my way all the way back up to first place. Somebody will want to throw a blue shell, and I just switched around and pulled out my star. Like it's just crazy moments like that that just made Double Dash just that enjoyable. There were some really good courses on that in that game as well. I also love like Yoshi's Circuit. That was literally like the King of Drift course. I always like the Double Dash, where you got to know your drifting in order to kind of maneuver around that stage. Luckily, we had it ported to future Mario Kart games as well, though, so you can play it in 8 Deluxe right now. So it's just really nice, though. But man, me and Double Dash, we go way back. When I think about a prime example of a pure, enjoyable experience, Double Dash has done that in every shape and form for me personally. I made a lot of good friends, had some cool interactions with people, growing up, whether it's been when I was really young with my cousin, or, playing this also with my siblings when I managed to get it back again. And then also with some of these friends I managed to talk to and stuff at high school and stuff. I just have fond memories of this game. So, you know what? It was really nice for me to be able to go through, pick it up on eBay when I was going through and doing all this, GameCube collecting and stuff. It's kind of crazy because we might not actually get any more physical media for whatever, like the PS6 and the next Xbox series that comes after that. Might be a couple generations before Nintendo gets rid of physical media though. But I was like, I might as well go ahead and start collecting up on this thing before people start really trying to buy it. Because GameCube games, I don't know why, they just been kind of jacking up in the price lately, especially after COVID and stuff. Like I think I might have got this game for somewhere around the 50 or the 60ish range about a couple or a few years back or so though. But I'm glad I have it. It's in my collection, and I'll always like to go back and pick it up from time to time. I even managed to get like an adapter for my GameCube, so that way I can actually play it on my HD television. Probably the best way I could possibly play it though. But yeah, I'll have some other future GameCube stories for some other things though. But in terms of GameCube topics, I had to start off with this one. This is like one of my favorites right here though. But y'all gotta let me know down in the comment section down below what all that you think about Mario Kart Double Dash, if you managed to ever play it. If you hadn't played it, you need to find a way to do it. Whether you get yourself a GameCube or whatnot, though, or if you have to emulate it or something like that, you know what? It's just a really nice, fun little blast of an experience right there. And there's a reason why when people say some of their favorite Mario Kart games, why Double Dash is at the very top right there, though. But that's gonna basically do it in terms of this video, though. So if you really like it, make sure you go and hit that like button. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button and that bell to stay up to date on all things video game related I feel like talking about and discussing. So remember, y'all, until whatever video I make next, until my next collection reflection video, I'll see y'all later.